This is the lot where the historic Tropicana Hotel Casino used to stand. And joining me at the meeting today was actually our sports reporter, Nick Walters. And Nick, you actually had a unique experience, not just going to the meeting with me today, but you were also out there in Oakland for the last home game for the A's. I mean, you got to see them say goodbye to that city. How was it for you?
Yeah, Ryan, that was a bittersweet day at the Oakland Coliseum, and it was good to see the A's go out with a win after playing 57 seasons in Oakland, but now it's time for a new era as they move on to Sacramento. But while I was at the game, I got to connect with fans, hear about their concerns, and I brought those to the A's brass today at that meeting. Take a listen. Could you see yourself rooting on Las Vegas?
I could see myself rooting on Las Vegas. I got to stay loyal to my home team.
I'll still rep the A's gear, but to be going out in Vegas, probably not. Those strip our identity, but it'll always be East Bay for us.
I still haven't decided how I'm going to feel about that. I'm just going to let them do what they do, and if I follow them to Vegas, I do. If I end up in Sacramento, I'll be there.
I'm not going to Vegas. I'm not going to Vegas.
Obviously, they're leaving Las Vegas. We want to give them the best intentions, but at the end of the day, their home base is here, right? It's all about the Oakland Coliseum. They won World Series here.
Right now, it's leaning towards we don't want anything to do with Las Vegas. However, our hearts are there. So you're being pulled with your mind and your heart to say that nothing's going to change and that people will not support them in Las Vegas. I think time is too early to tell.
What about Las Vegas makes you think that it can thrive as a pro baseball town?
We're amazed and energized by the success that the Knights have had, the Raiders have had, women's basketball. We think that shows that the Las Vegas community loves sports. We know that people like to visit Las Vegas for sports as well, and so this is going to be a unique opportunity for both the Athletics and all of Major League Baseball going forward to be in this market.
Obviously, some conflicted feelings from the lifelong A's fans over there in East Bay, in Oakland. Now, the A's brass tell me that while they know it is going to be a challenge to build a fan base here in the Las Vegas Valley, they're starting with the locals. They tell us that they're really going to try to have an initiative to bring locals into the team, be able to have them engage with this organization. And of course, it already starts with their Las Vegas Aviators being a part of their organization. But 2028 will be here before we know it, when right here on this site, the Las Vegas A's will play ball. For The Strip, I'm Nick Walters. Yeah, many locals and baseball fans, they believe until a shovel hits the ground, they were skeptical that the A's would move to Las Vegas and this ballpark would happen. I was at that last A's game in Oakland, and I heard a lot of fans say that. For this news to happen today, how would you contrast that opinion with all those fans out there who still believe that?
Hey, we appreciate the emotion and passion of all of the fans in Oakland. And also, the A's have been in search of a home for an extended period of time, and we have to have a place to play. And what happened today reflects, a couple of years of effort to try and make it work here. And we're excited to take the next step forward, and we're really excited to break ground in the second quarter.
So we have professional hockey and professional football, but what about Las Vegas makes you think that it can thrive as a pro baseball town?
We're amazed and energized by the success that the Knights have had, the Raiders have had, women's basketball. We think that shows that the Las Vegas community loves sports. We know that people like to visit Las Vegas for sports as well, and so this is going to be a unique opportunity for both the Athletics and all of Major League Baseball going forward to be in this market.
Well, I know it's the entertainment capital, so getting tourists to go to games will be pretty easy, and hopefully the Athletics fan base can flock from Oakland. But what's the action plan? What's the mindset about really having locals in the next few years before opening night embrace this team?
We'll in earnest be reaching out to the local community in 2025 to share more about the ballpark and more about the team and more about the opportunities for people to decide in what way might they want to participate themselves.
Well, VGK President Kerry Bubol's with me. A's Chief of Staff was speaking, announcing a $30,000 donation to a public education fund. What do you think the A's are going to bring to this community?
Well, first of all, they're bringing, what they talked about today, economic development, right? We're going to build a new stadium. It's going to be a terrific capital project for our community. All the jobs will be local, so there'll be a large investment over the next 4 years as they start construction on the stadium and then ultimately coming to completion in spring of 2028 when the team officially moves here. The journey is going to be a little bit of a challenge these next 3 years as they go on to Sacramento and play there, play all of their games there for the next 3 years. But they're doing it the right way, right? You got to have a presence here in the market. You got to be out in the community, and give them a lot of credit. John Fisher, their owner, who we've talked with, he really has come to us and said, "Hey, we've seen your playbook. We like what you've done. Help us. Give us some thoughts and ideas." We want to be good community partners with all of the teams here in the market, and the A's are no different. And I'm like a lot of people. I got a free hat here today, and I can't wait for 2028 when we can go to opening day and see great Major League Baseball.
We still have, 3-4 years until the A's have Las Vegas behind their name and not Oakland or Sacramento, right? What do you think is important for the A's to get this community invested in the team by the time bat meets ball in 2028?
Well, first of all, I think it starts with the stadium. When they start building the stadium, they have to make sure that during that process that they're creating a lot of connection to the stadium and the development itself. And whatever that looks like in terms of the business community, the political community, and of course the community in general. I also think it's important to find ways to connect what they're doing from a baseball perspective, and that's going to be a little bit harder. They've got to find ways to get the games visible here in this market, which is going to be a little bit more challenging because of a lot of the territories with Major League Baseball, etc. At least till they get here in 2028. But if they have enough people on the ground, which I know they're committed to doing here in the market, and they're getting out and they're visible, it'll all fall in place from there.
Yeah, the Golden Knights certainly laid the foundation of how to embrace the community since arriving in 2017. Now that you have the Raiders here, you got the Las Vegas A's coming. VGK will always be the first. As the VGK president, what is it like to see this market grow in 7 short years?
Well, it's something that we could see going back to when we got here back in 2017. We always believed that this market had the potential to grow and evolve from a sports perspective, and there was already a nice foundation, but the way we were received, obviously the Raiders came shortly thereafter, the success that the Aces have had, which is incredible, not just on the court, but what they're doing off the court and in the community is incredible. And again, looking at the A's and what they're going to bring, and then we'll see what happens down the road with the NBA. So you just never know where that's going to take us, but it really is fun to have been part of the initial foundation of Major League sports teams coming to the market. And like I said, we'll continue to support those groups as they come forward.
All right, Kerry Bubol's with me. Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Of course.